Hey Apple, what the
Hold up, place go wild when I pull up. They all on me like it wants.
Hey, what's up guys? It's great to see you all again, and if you're new here, I'm Patrick and this is why I ramble about tech and other stuff. So if you've been to this channel before, you know I love my iPad Pro. It's been my favorite Apple device, and it's the device I had the highest hopes for this year. Yeah, had. Because after watching yesterday's WWDC, that is now out the window. Let's ramble. So as some of you know, I recently got the 16GB M1 iPad Pro and I bought it grudgingly. I don't need 1TB of internal storage on an iPad. Does anyone? But I had to get it because it was the only way to get access to that 16GB option. Lower storage options, even the 512 gigs version, maxed out at 8 gigs of RAM, so I went for the lowest possible storage option that offers 16 gigs of RAM, which is the 1TB model. But when you configure it like that, the price is no joke. I like my iPad to be autonomous, so I went for the cellular version, and so the price of this setup is a whopping $2,000. That's a lot of money for a tablet. But I'm a tech channel and I had some seriously high hopes for this iPad. When looking at the new hardware, the higher RAM, the M1 chip, the HDR screen, and the new Thunderbolt port, and knowing that a full upgrade of iPadOS was just around the corner, not some incremental 14 point whatever update, a full version update, I thought, whatever Apple's cooking, pun intended, must be game changing. Now, in my previous videos, I already told you guys what those things were that I was hoping to get. Which things would make this iPad the beast of a machine I was hoping it to be. The thing I was probably most excited about was this new Thunderbolt port, as it literally opens up the iPad to a ton of new possibilities. The one thing that has always been missing from the iPad Pro is full external monitor support. Sure, technically you can hook it up to an external display now, but when you do, it's black bars bonanza and it looks awful. So my first thought when they put a Thunderbolt port in the iPad Pro was, awesome! Finally, we're getting full-blown external monitor support, including adaptive aspect ratios. Well, that didn't happen. So let's see what else didn't happen, shall we? Pro apps. I dedicated entire videos about how this iPad Pro is now more than ready to run Pro apps. The most requested ones being Final Cut Pro, Xcode, and Logic. Well, that didn't happen either. I mean, after seeing Apple giving LumaFusion, which is currently the best video editing app on the iPad, a big stage at their April event, I already kinda knew we weren't gonna get Final Cut Pro as such for the iPad in June, but somehow I imagined Tim Cook walking on stage hand in hand with the blonde LumaFusion lady and making a huge announcement about their mind-boggling new collaboration. That didn't happen either. Logic and Xcode, nowhere to be seen. The other huge gripe I have with the current iPadOS is the Files app. It's just awful. It feels archaic, which is ironic for a company that believes everything should be intuitive. And my biggest pet peeve of all, there is no progress bar when you transfer files, which means you're just gonna have to sit there and guess how long it's gonna take. Editing videos involves some pretty hefty files, so that is not a fun time. I thought surely they will fix that, right? Nope. Apparently, Uncle Tim thinks the Files app is just fine. Oh, but at least we got real multitasking now, right? No, we didn't. You get new ways of snapping your apps into a split screen, but there is still no real window support. So what did we end up getting? This M1 16GB iPad Pro running on iPadOS is like putting a lawnmower engine inside a Porsche, or giving you the keys to a Ferrari and then saying, here's the keys to this beast of a car, but you can only drive it in school zones. Have fun. That's not fun, that's the opposite of fun. I'm just gonna come out and say it. I feel cheated by Tim Cook and his cronies, who are probably laughing their heads off somewhere, wiping their tears of laughter with our hard-earned cash. Anyway, let's not be all negative. They did do a few cool things, right? They turned Apple Notes into Google Docs so you can now collaborate and @mention friends and colleagues. And that's great, as long as all of your friends and colleagues are also on Apple devices. But wait, you can now move your cursor from your iPad through your MacBook to your iMac, because that's how we all work with all these three devices lined up next to each other. Oh, stop with the sarcasm, dude. Have you seen the home screen? You can now put your widgets wherever you want. Yeah, I know a place where I want to stick those widgets. So guys, I have two questions for you. Did you get the M1 iPad Pro? And two, will you be returning it? Guys, sorry for the rant. I just had to get this off of my chest. If you feel the same right now, give the video one of these and let me know in the comments what you were most disappointed about not seeing in iPadOS 15. Subscribe for more content and see you in the next one.